It's like minus 22 here.
Yeah, bro. See, that's that country living, bro. I wouldn't be able to me personally, I wouldn't be able to do it like when I visited Ottawa for a little bit. It was unnecessary. It was just unnecessarily cold because there's not really buildings to block some of the wind and cold bullshit that
I know exactly what you mean.
but
Growing up in the country where there's where I did grow up, like it was in the middle of nowhere, so there's a lot of farmers fields and whatnot.
okay.
And granted, they'll do like a tree line or something maybe along the road to help like with snow drifts. That doesn't stop the wind though. So like you're walking to where our driveway went out and then like the road started here. I'd have to go from my house to the driveway all the way up to the corner, like there was like a crossroads basically at the corner of the concession, so I could catch the bus. So it was like a good 3-4 minute walk.
Hey,
there was one morning it was minus 40 and school was still open and I walked to that bus stop. It was fucking brutal.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not even trying to, bro. Like I was saying to one of the homies, like if I could have like some type of portal that I could just like jump in that bad boy and then I end up on the other side of winter. Like say it was just getting to like that late November. Oh, I'm jumping in the portal. Next thing you know, I pop up, it's March 3rd or March 4th. And I'm just like, springtime, baby. I would do that. That's what Elon Musk and those genius type people need to be working on. They're working on these super loops or whatever to get from one place to another place fast, but they need to be working on that type of stuff.
I agree. Like some portal shit, yeah. Even like Rick and Morty where he shoots a hole in the ground and you jump in it sort of thing. That would be fucking dope.
That's literally why I said what I said. Because I was watching an episode of Rick and Morty last night. That shit was funny as hell, bro. Bro, they all here tripping. But that's why I said, like, if I could just jump into a portal and end up on like another time. And it's not even necessarily that I don't like winter. I like winter from a distance. AKA, if my ass is chilling in if I'm chilling in my apartment, I'm on the 11th floor, I'm just doing my thing. I'm looking out this outside and beautiful snowfall and trees and all that.
Oh my God.
As soon as your ass jumps outside though, and it's minus whatever, Trent, that's it. I'm just like, no, I'm cool. I'm trying to go back inside my apartment, but I'm supposed to be walking to work. I'm just like, yeah, I might call a sick day. You can't just do that. But
that's great. I like winter from afar. I love that. I feel the exact same way though. Like there's some real cool pictures and some like art and stuff like you can get from all that, like the fresh sheet of snow. There's like over like a field or whatever. There's no tracks or nothing in it. Stuff like that. It's really cool to see.
You get it.
See on this.
Yeah.
Not stand out next to the field, all that. Like it wasn't only till like last year or a year before that I actually started hiking in the winter, because a buddy of mine, when I started hiking with him, he's like, oh, just wait till the winter hikes. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Winter hikes? You crazy motherfucker. I'm sitting my ass at home. Are you crazy? He's like, no. Trust. We're gonna go do it. And honestly, it's awesome. Like there's been a couple of times where we've ate shit and like busted our ass a couple times falling, but like that's it. There's nothing like other than that. Like it's literally like first 5 minutes is ass. Like I'm not gonna lie, because you're just getting used to it. But if you're layered up, you've got like the hat on, the gloves on, like everything, like a sweater on underneath your coat, like even snow pants if you want to go all out, a good set of boots and all that.
Word.
It takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes of you like walking like at a decent pace and just starting to get your pace going. And after that, you're like this right here, right? You're like, oh shit, everything's in reverse. And you're like this right here, nice and toasty.
I've realized, my dear sir, that the winter months are I mean, if you're in a place like Canada or certain places in the United States or whatever, Greenland or whatever, they're necessary. But at the same time, it just sucks because it's the inconvenience of it. And don't get me wrong, it's not about complaining and being like, oh, snow, but it's more like, it's one of those things where I can't really, I mean, shit, I've been in Canada for 30 years, or 29 years, but I still am thinking to myself, like, yo, every time I slip on some ice, or every time like I get snow in my boots or whatever, I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, I still got like 20 minutes to walk. I got mad snow in my boots. This is some hoe ass shit. But at the same time, you're saying to yourself, but I live here and it's just an inconvenience, but I still fuck with it.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Like I've said it once, I've said it a million times this winter. If our fall was our winter, you'd never hear me bitch. You'd never hear a peep out of me, like all from November to like whenever the hell like our spring starts, like March, April area. You wouldn't hear a peep out of me. My ass would be content. Like,
because that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, though, Trent. How many other places that like they get that mild cold wind, like it's almost as if it was a late fall. They don't see like no snow. Like in California, for example, you might get like it might be kind of cold in the evening, but you ain't gonna see no snow. I mean, unless like the last little global warming or whatever that caused them to have a 1-2 snow.
Up north, the northern part of California gets snow.
Yeah, I guess like like the northern or
Big Bear region, like closer to like the Pacific Northwest, they get snow.
Yeah,
but they're also like mountainous Vancouver and stuff as well too.
Yeah. I guess maybe I was thinking more just Southern California. Regardless, I'm looking at it from a standpoint.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, if you can avoid, like, we can get to the specifics, but if you can avoid the big snowfalls, you're in the clear. Granted, some people though, like I need the 4 seasons. I don't know about that. Sometimes they be overrated and shit. Sometimes.
I agree so much, man. Yeah, oh, it is really overrated. Like if it was like summer and fall and that was it, I would be okay with that. Like literally it goes from I have to wear a sweater and jacket or jacket and pants at night to I have to wear jacket and pants all through the day. That's nothing. That's nothing for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then through the day and then when it comes back to summer, I get to wear shorts and flip flops again and all that. Bro, that's a win.
That's that. Again, I feel like it's just me. Like I don't want to sound big, but it's more just the fact that it's an inconvenience. But it's more also too like because certain things can happen similarly when it's raining. As far as like if you're driving in slippery roads, whatever, that can happen when it's raining. But
I'm not a fan of rain.
Snow, but the snow is what will throw you off because you're saying to yourself, okay, I like these. Once something's elemental, like it's a blizzard or it's a snowstorm, but whatever, and you're saying to yourself, yo, we are out of commission. Like, or like how you guys get like all types of -30s and -40s and stuff. We get that not as aggressive, but we still get the like right now, like how you said, it's like -20 and some change. I'm looking at my little thermometer or whatever, and it's just saying -11. But earlier,
that wind though,
it'd be cold as shit, bro. Once it hits your bones, once the wind hits your bones, you're saying to yourself, "Yo, I'm cool. I got 3 layers on. I got a Canada Goose sweater. I mean, a Canada Goose jacket, all types of nonsense, and it's still it's still getting into like little like under your jacket when the wind blows, and you're saying to yourself, "Why am I out here? What am I doing out here?"
I probably talked about it on this podcast before, but I was this is like like 2010, 2011, something like that. I was still in high school, but we went down in like March area, I believe. Okay. Something like in that timeline, like late winter, early spring. And we went down there for a protest. It was for the Free Libya protest after Gaddafi had taken like seized control of everything down there after the Arab Spring. Okay. We were down there and legit, we were all wearing like winter clothes and whatnot. Like I've got pictures and stuff of them. I've got my winter jacket. I've got gloves on and a toque. We were freezing. Like us up around here used to it, but it was just that wind because we were right on we were at the square, Dundas Square. We were there.
Yeah.
The wind, dude, that wind was the worst. Like it wasn't even like snow that bad. It was just the wind. It cut through everything we had. Like it didn't matter how many fucking layers. It cut through it all to the point where we're starting to like run into the Eaton Center to like warm up just to go back out again. It was so bad.
I was gonna say, and that's the nonsense, not nonsense, but that's the whole, like when you're in like some type of protest or you're in any type of like a concert or whatever and it's cold out, you are out there for a long time. And I mean, sometimes you have those little space heaters or whatever, but that ain't gonna do shit if against the elements, bro. Like if I
A little
realize,
bit it might.
but see that's the thing too, bro. I realize crazy as it is, weather, we're talking about snow now, but the fact that we don't really have control over anything in that regard, like whether it's a blizzard or shoot, if we go even more severe, like a tornado or something, it's like there's no control in certain, like when Mother Nature wants to whoop ass, she gonna do it regardless. Like it's just gonna happen. And then you think to yourself, like as I was like talking shit earlier and saying like, oh yo man, maybe if I was in California, blah blah. But it's like, bro, I'm not trying to have to face no earthquakes, no tornadoes, no, you know what I mean? I don't want to face none of that type of stuff. As far as I'd rather face the snow than that stuff. And because we haven't really experienced that type of stuff up here, like earthquakes and tornadoes and shit like that. Like
There was an earthquake at one point that we experienced. I experienced anyways. I remember like we got tremors of it or something like that up here. I was standing in my kitchen and everything started shaking. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah,
I don't remember when that was though.
but did it? I was gonna say, like, I doubt that it probably got to as wild
Nothing
as
crazy. Nothing crazy.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I doubt like skyscrapers fell and da 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 da.
It was like it was like aftershocks of something that happened out west. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
This also could be like a fucked up memory I have that's not really what it is. I don't know.
Hey,
brain trauma is a real thing.
Yeah, man's might be baked. Man's might be tripping.
That also could be a thing. But that, and there's been tornadoes like this area. We've had tornadoes rip through here a couple times. And when I was in Saskatchewan, there was one rip through there. That was fucked. That was really fucked. Like just everything went in green and all that. Like, it's awful. Just awful feeling.
That's what it
like
is.
Snowstorms are one thing. Like blizzards and shitty, like some of the wicked ones we've had this winter. But like that's one thing. But the tornadoes and all that has that like extra destructive force to it. It's fucking scary, man. Like I used to be super terrified of like weather like that, like super like thunderstorms and whatnot, just because like I didn't know what was gonna happen. But yeah, you kind of like you gotta let go of that. You don't, like you said, we don't have control over that. Like the best we can do is prepare for it and brace for it.
No, man, that's kind of all we can do. But why I use the term like control is because sometimes we feel like we have it. Like, for example, you have a vehicle that has all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive or something. It's raining out, and you might feel like, yeah, I got the all-wheel drive. It don't matter if the road feels like it's dry, baby. And then you're saying to yourself, bro, you will create an accident over your nonsense. But because you don't have no control. Once it gets to that point of rain where you can't even see out the front, your windshield wipers is going crazy like this. You can't even see out my hand going so fast, but you still can't see out bro, there's been many times where I drove from Hamilton to Toronto or whatever in those types of conditions. And I'm saying to myself, why am I out here? Why am I trying to risk my life to go to my job or whatever? You know what I mean? But it's that illusion of control, bro, where you're just thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm gonna make it, da 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 da. But it just throws me off because it's like, if it's not something like a snowstorm or rain or some type of monsoon or a tornado or whatever, shit, it could just be, you know, you're out and about doing your thing, and you know what's crazy? Some people, they can't face certain things. Like for me to say like, yo, man, like we don't really have control over certain elements or whatever the case is. Some people will still be like, nah, bro, I don't care what no one says. I'm going out in the blizzard, or I'm going out in the whatever. It's like they can't face the fact that shit is out of your control, or you should probably try to anchor down in certain situations like that instead of I gotta go out and da 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 da. Because that's how motherfuckers be losing their lives and stuff like that, bro. Out here just trying to do the most. That's why I respect the shit out of the people who go out in blizzards, the ones who have to do like the snow removal and shit like that. Like I respect the shit out of people like that, or the ones who have to go and clean up during or after tornadoes and shit like that, like those first responders. That's why I be respecting the shit out of people in that regard, because that is what it is, bro. I made a post on the Book of Faces. I made a post where I was just like, fuck, man. Sometimes we be out here wilding and just on a kind of different subject, but sometimes we be out here wilding, Trent, and like judging motherfuckers and being like, yo, he's whack and she's this and she's that. But it's like sometimes motherfuckers got to chill with the judgment, bro. Because I realize even like me saying like talking about the certain people who can't really face the fact that they don't have control over the elements and they still be acting like they do. Like, but sometimes I be judging motherfuckers and I gotta chill on that shit, bro, because I am not perfect in no way, shape, or form. And my ass be out here judgmental sometimes. And I gotta work on that shit, bro. I don't know if you've ever had those moments and shit.
I try not to do that, but this town unfortunately sucks you into a lot of that, like blah, 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 blah. So I try not to engage in that as much as possible, but I end up becoming like third party or privy to this stuff.
Yeah.
And that is what it is with that one. But at the same time, like I try not to make these judgments, especially because like I know better. Like everyone's fighting their own, everyone you meet, you know, be kind, for everyone you meet's fighting their own battle. Like you don't know what the one person's going through. You don't know what anyone else is going through at this certain time. And we may, and like no one's perfect. We may still have in that, like we may not say it out loud or vocalize. We may have in our head, oh, this motherfucker, oh, this weird, you know. It's still like it's still like a gut reaction right off the hop, but it's not like, I don't know. It's a difference between having that gut reaction and knowing it's a gut reaction, and then just having the gut reaction and just going off that reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially when you have the, like how you're saying, like you have the ability to. I mean, sometimes like something might just jump in your head and be like, damn, that dude's wild. Sometimes things are warranted as far as like if you're in an extreme scenario where you're a guy and you're beating up on a girl or something like that, and then everybody jumps in and whoops your ass or whatever, like this motherfucker's a this and he's a that, let's get him. Certain scenarios might call for that. But I realize like a lot of times, man, sometimes we be out here wilding, like whether it's a celebrity or what, such and such was caught cheating and and he's the worst person in the world or she's the worst person in the world. But it's like, bruh, everybody can be liable to be doing that type of nonsense if you don't have control over yourself like that. Anybody can be put in a situation where, and again, reason why I say like celebrities or certain things like that is because they're the ones in the public eye that we see a lot of their mistakes, or if they're growing in front of us and maturing in front of us in the early stages of their career, we might see them fuck up or do something wrong or whatever. And motherfuckers, depending on the circumstance or whatever, they just act like that's the end all be all. And motherfuckers don't have the ability to change after that. And it throws me off. Repetitive bullshit behavior, okay, we can put a little judgment because you're showing that that's constantly you. But if somebody kind of messes up, and it's not no unforgivable shit like they're hurting kids or some shit like that, motherfuckers gotta chill sometimes. That's kind of where I guess I was going with the whole ain't nobody perfect shit.
I agree. Like there's like you said, there's degree and circumstances, but like a lot of it just kills like the chance at redemption, especially if it is like a trivial thing, like, or I shouldn't say a trivial thing, but something like you said, not like a repeated like a repeat offender sort of thing, like something like that. That's the only way I can like privy it like that. But like I don't know, man. Like it's weird, especially when it comes to like celebrities and stuff like that. They're held to a higher standard because they're in the public eye and they have a platform of X amount of viewers and sort of things like that. So they're held to a higher standard than you and I are with our viewers we have here. But even then, we still should like try not to, you know, if we're gonna hold those people to that standard, we should hold ourselves to that standard as well too. And that's half of it, I think. Like, and it all goes back to being judgment again. Like a lot of people like to cast that judgment on other people, but if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't want that same thing coming back on them. So
it's true.
It's hard to be like that, but at the same, but it's a case by case sort of thing, basically. Like,
I mean,
I don't know.
Depending on how you
own your fuck ups too. That's the only other thing I can say. You have to own up where you've like, if you've called out for shit you've done, like you got to own up to a fuck up. You got to own up to, hey, this was a bad take. Hey, this was me back in this stage. I've learned since then. clearly or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only way chance at redemption is owning that. Otherwise, it's still going to be like, just denial.
Yeah, and you get people get faced with the bullshit. Like for example, like you said that we sometimes hold them to a higher standard and stuff, and it's like in context, I've been holding myself to a high standard, not on no high horse shit. Like I'm better than people. I'm looking at it from a standpoint of if I'm putting myself in a situation, bro, I gotta be accountable. I know I fucked up mad times in life. I know I've messed up mad times in life, but me being able to change and stuff like that, me being able to relieve certain like stresses and anxieties out of my mind to allow me to function better and be more decent or be better. I have to applaud myself. Again, it's not about no vanity or nothing like that, but it's like I gotta applaud myself for my personal growth. And as we're talking about holding ourselves to certain standards, again, nobody's perfect, but we gotta remember, like, we gotta still pat ourselves on the back every now and then, because if you're making certain progresses and things like that, you're seeing growth and you're feeling healthier and things like that, it's like it kind of makes you not as judgmental because you understand everybody has to go through their stages. No man's path, or I'm saying man, but no man's path is the same. You have to go your own route. Granted, hopefully it's not the hard road and yeah, I take the hard road. Everything I do, I take the hard. Hopefully that's not the case, but as far as judgment goes, yeah, man, I'll be judging the shit out myself. So that's why it's like, that's why I know I don't typically be judging others. I'm consistent. Again, it's not about being vain or trying to, but sometimes you got to notice your wins and certain things that you do and progress you've made. And I'm being consistent, and I'm glad that I'm learning that I'm getting to that phase of, oh shoot, Graham, you are being consistent out here. And as far as progress being made, and it's dope when you see little changes, to anyone.
I agree, man. Like, it's huge. Like, especially when we're talking with judgment, it's also goes to comparison. Like, comparison will rob you of your joy every time, especially if you're comparing yourself to somebody else your age, your like blah blah blah. That's just not the way to do it. Like you said, everyone walks their own path, everyone goes at this their own speed. The real comparison is comparing yourself to your former self. And that's when you, like you said, you can see the growth, especially if, like, I don't know, Facebook memories are the easiest way I can track that, because I can go back to like when I was like middle of high school, like, and see that from then to now. It's just like, whoo, you know what I mean? Like, it's that's just like a small example, but like, it's something like that where I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather compare myself to my former self than me to how I am now to somebody else who they are now, because two different paths. Like, they went a different way, I went this way. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, man. And I feel like it's better that we're able to mark our progress. But see, that kind of goes back to a point of like saying like, oh, like being able to see like, yo, man, like I was once this way, or in a past episode, I may have said this, but I don't feel that way anymore. It's good that we're able to grow. Yeah, it's good that we're able to grow, and when new information is added, we're able to alter our perspectives. That's dope. Being able to recognize that, being able to identify that, and actually, again, hold yourself accountable so that you don't lose the progress that you've made thus far. It's something that I guess a lot of people struggle with, but I was talking to my parents earlier, bro, and it's crazy because every time I have a conversation with them, it's like I'm reminded about what's going to happen, like, unfortunately, the inevitable, because they may express that something is like, oh, my arm, my elbow is just acting up and it's just not the same, and da 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 da, or like, I went to the doctors and this and this happened, and you're reminded about the inevitable. And it's just, it makes you understand that at the end of one's journey, you want to be able to smile and be like, I did what I wanted. I enjoyed my life. I made the progress I made. I grew. I didn't let anybody stop me from flourishing. Da, 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 da. Every time I talk to my parents, bro, I get these types of like weird feelings. Not that it's negative, but it's just a reminder that you got to keep growing. You got to keep holding yourself accountable. But more importantly, you got to hold the things that are most dear to you. Like, you got to take that serious. And like, I messed around and like, I was so focused on myself and being selfish. And then when I was talking to my mom, she just like reminded me, like, it's like, yo, man, just remember, like nobody makes it out this thing alive. So be positive, grow. Don't be afraid to try new things, XYZ, XYZ. And I'm just like, yo. So anyone listening, I guess I just wanted to kind of say that too, add that to the perspective where we're talking about growth and things like that, but fail forward. Make sure you're making progress, even if you fail. Like, but keep going, keep growing. You know what I mean?
Build on that failure. Don't let it define you, but build off of it. And that's basically it. But don't dwell on it. There's a Johnny Cash quote about that, but I can't replicate it right now. Way too late at night for this.
No, man. But yeah,
I shouldn't say way too late at night. Fuck, it's only like 8 o'clock. Holy,
yeah.
Starting to sound like a boomer.
No, but that's what it is. Sorry, starting to sound like just even certain little phrases we use is funny because it's like we use it to like coin a generate. But if somebody's like, "Oh, you're such a Gen Z," I'll be like, "What? Nah, bro. Like I'm Graham. Like that's my name. I'm not. Don't loop me into no bullshit ass fucking. Oh, you're a millennial. Okay, whatever. Like we can coin phrases or whatever, say what we want about the people of certain ages, but bro, in different times, people was out here tripping. And I feel like as I'm getting a little older, Trent, I don't mind going to bed early. I don't mind feeling tired or doing the shit that somebody might be, oh, that's corny. AKA chilling with a lady friend, watching a little movie, falling asleep, da-da-da-da-da. Like, life is, you got to enjoy that shit. So if you ever felt tired it's early as shit, but you're like, I'm kind of tired, let me take a nap. Fuck that shit. Do that shit, bro. Don't let nobody call you oh, he's a boomer, or oh, he's a this or she's a that. It's like, man, let me live, basically is what I'm saying. Let people live, you know.
I agree. Especially if I've been up since like 6 a.m. Yeah, let me go to bed at whatever time. But at the same time, I'm really trying to because this is social hour sort of thing. You know what I mean? So like this is where I got to kick up my social battery. Haha. You know what I mean? Sort of thing.
No, but that's what it turns
into, man. Like if I had it my way, I'd be in bed at 11 o'clock pretty much every night.
But see, and nothing's wrong with that. But what's wild is if you're gonna be waking up at 6, like, bro, for example, I was watching a series on Netflix. My ass was up till damn near 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I go to sleep, wake up, look at the time, bro. That shit said 9:06. I went to sleep around 5. I was hurt because my body woke me up. It wasn't no alarm. It wasn't no dogs barking. My body just woke up like, yo, let's get it. And then I said to myself, I am not 17 anymore. I cannot be doing these late nights, early mornings type stuff. But at the same time, my body just reacted, bro. Like it just jumped up and I'm up now. And it's like up and not tired. Mans can't go back to sleep. I'm laying in the bed trying to go back to sleep, eyes closed. It's not happening. You're up now. And then it's like, man. So when you express like the whole boomer thing, like if you're waking up at 6, 5 in the morning, the roosters crowing and shit, that is some boomer shit right there. Because anybody,
I don't even have to fucking be anywhere.
Exactly. Because life is waking your ass up that early. Like you're at a point where like that's like my mom and shit. Like people like getting to their early like the 50s and 60s and shit like that, where you're saying to yourself, yo, I woke up at 4 in the morning. I don't have to go nowhere. Like no work, no nothing, but it's 4 and I'm just up. All right, let's get it. You know what I mean? Like this shit is crazy.
It's mostly this cat that wakes me up at that hour. It's like, okay, I guess I can get up and get out of bed at this time. And then I come sit on the couch and she's just laying on me like, oh, couldn't have done this while I was in bed though.
That's funny. See, and that's funny.
It's also like it's an internal alarm clock sort of thing for me, like from years and years of having to wake up for construction work at like 4 this time or whatever. So it ain't no thing at this point.
As I said, deeper than that, bro, it's primal. Like you've like back in like the caveman days or whatever, or the hunter-gatherer days when they had to like just you barely got rest because you're waking up real early to make sure that nothing's gonna come and get you and kill you, right? So you got to be up and alert, and it doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't matter what time you might have went to sleep. As soon as you hear certain howls and growling and shit, your ass is awake. And it's like, but it's kind of similar, right?
Or my new favorite thing is fucking panic attacks during sleep, or dreams causing panic attacks when I wake up. Those are the best. Oh, those are the greatest way to start the morning.
Yeah, man. But see, and this sucks because when I was like younger, bro, like younger, I used to have like night terrors and shit like that, bro. And eventually I got to a point where I don't want to say like I phased them out, but it's like I started, let's just say this, I started eating healthier, AKA the things that I'm feeding my mind, watching all the time, things of that nature. It started to actually activate my subconscious into having, not saying I never have no night terror or no nightmares and shit in recent times, but it's not ever as bad as it was when I was younger. And I realized like that shit actually does matter, similar to the actual food you eat, burgers and cheeseburgers and all that shit. And then you're saying to yourself, I got gut rot, my stomach's killing. And then you fuck around and eat a salad or eat some dope ass fucking strawberries and shit, and then your stomach's not hurting and shit, and then you actually feel good. It's just no, but that's what it is, bro.
Some good strawberries this morning.
And I know it's out of season and shit, but because y'all got when it is in season, y'all got fresh shit growing up there probably. So it's like y'all got all types of farmland and shit.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is though, man. It's like you feed your mind and your brain certain things, and it's like I feel like I'm fucking up because I'm like subconsciously like on some unhealthy shit and I'm just tripping. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm waking up in a cold sweat because I watched some weird ass, sick ass vampire movie where everyone's getting ripped to shreds before I went to bed. And now all of a sudden I'm in the vampire video. Bro, when I was like 6 or 7 years old, bro, I watched like the Michael Jackson Thriller video. Bro, mans couldn't sleep for mad long. I couldn't go to bed for mad long, bro. In the scene where my man's turning into a werewolf and all types of shit, bro, his eyes are all yellow. It's that type of shit when you're 6 or 7. That shit can traumatize people. I know people are thinking like, Graham, what the hell? That's a Michael Jackson video. It's fake. You don't know it's fake when you're 6, 7 years old. You don't really know that shit's fake. You think that shit's real. So you fuck around, and then that's how, unfortunately, certain things can start. Because I rock with Michael Jackson as far as music and shit like that. Like, so it sucks that he is a cause of some of the bullshit of my childhood as far as like mentally, like, not I want to say mentally scarred me or nothing, but it's like that type of shit, bro. Like that shit is serious when you're 6 or 7 years old. And for me to even remember that type of shit tells you that it obviously affected me, right? So it's
Lion King, Scar from the Lion King, same thing. Like it fucked with me for a while. That guy, like
that's something else. Oh, that's something else.
It's the voice and the voice and like the face, like it's just Jeremy Irons did a great job, but like it's just he's like the perfect villain.
But that's what it is. It's funny, like to the people listening, we out here sharing childhood traumas in the form of pop culture. It's crazy.
The media we were exposed to.
Yeah, that's crazy when you think about it though, man. Like because I just remember like that shit, bro. I had to sleep with my parents and all that type of shit when I was like 6, 7. I didn't give a shit, bro. It is what it is. It's like one of those things where you're saying to yourself, like, yo, he's not gonna get me. I'll tell you that right now. Then I fucked around and watched what's that one with It? I fucked around and watched It when I was young, bro. That type of
shit.
You can't be doing that. And Child's Play with Chucky and shit. Fucked around and watched Child's Play and fucked around and watched It, bro. Your boy couldn't sleep for like almost a year and shit, bro. I was tripping.
I didn't see those till like almost like teenage years, so I was kind of okay on that. But like I grew up watching hockey games and stuff like that, so I saw a lot of violence as a kid, especially like watching my dad's, like going to watch my dad's games and stuff like that because he was a fighter. So that, and then like what else? I saw Saving Private Ryan when I was like 8.
Word, okay.
So like
war movies and shit.
Probably not a good thing to watch at that age. Like
bro. Hell no. Especially
but that, and it was also during that time, my grandfather, when he was still alive, he had like any like Western you could think of on VHS. So I grew up
Okay.
watching like John Wayne movies,
I
watching
was gonna
Clint
say,
Eastwood,
you guys like Clint Eastwood.
stuff
I was
like
gonna say,
that.
you was watching the Duke and
So,
shit like that and shit. Hey, you used to John Wayne and
so
all that shit.
it's weird, like
Yeah.
that's there in my head, but like at the same time, like I don't know if you should have been watching those at that age, sort of thing. But like, I don't know. It is what
I,
it is.
you know what's crazy? Like I differentiated between like war movies and shit, like watching like certain Rocky movies and shit like that. Cause like you're saying to yourself it's boxing, right? Like, and even like when you saw Apollo Creed get killed in the ring and shit by Ivan Draco or whatever, that shit is crazy. But at the and that shit could traumatize you too, because you're like, oh shit, that guy just died. But at the same time, it's the like like the supernatural like occult bullshit, like the demons and all that type of shit, ghosts and shit, killers and vampires and all that type of bullshit. That's the shit that threw me off, because I'm saying to myself, this shit is real. Monster, because you're a little kid. Oh, monsters is real. That shit's coming. They're coming to get me or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
but like somehow my brain could still differentiate. Like even like watching war movies. Remember that movie Platoon with Willem Dafoe and shit, Charlie Sheen and shit. Yeah, bro. Like, bro, even watching shit like that, you seeing people's arms getting blown off and shit like that. I'm like 10, 11, but my brain still differentiated the fact that like, oh shit, this is war, da 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 da, versus people getting clawed by werewolves and shit like that. For some reason, my brain differentiated the two, but my brain was more scared of the werewolves and the shit that you can't, the Frankensteins and shit like that, or the, I don't know. It just throws you off when you're a kid because you're saying to yourself, man, it's some bullshit, it's traumas and shit. Like, but
I also think the fear of like ocean stuff like that, like boats and all that, stems from watching Titanic when I was young.
facts.
I'm gonna stand on that till the day I die. Like, oh, it's such a lovely romance movie. Yeah, for like the first like hour or so. The last like however long of the movie is literally people fucking dying in a terrible shipwreck and freezing to death in the water. What is fucking romantic about that? Like,
Hey man,
absolutely nothing. People are tripping. Like, what are you talking about?
I was gonna say, speaking of Titanic, it was like I'm not tripping in the sense that it ain't about no race or nothing, but all I know is there was no black people on that boat. So I'm not being disrespectful, but them white people, when they died, you know what I mean? Hey, because they wasn't trying to let no black, if there was a black person on the boat, he was cleaning the boat, which is terrible because that's just racism at that time. You know what I mean? But
True.
they wasn't trying to let nobody black on that boat. And then when the boat went down, black people were on the shore looking at them like this. Looking at them like this, like, y'all didn't want us on there. Okay.
I told you.
He's talking about going down with the ship. No, it's funny because I watched that scene when the band or whatever, oh, gentlemen, it was an honor to play with you or whatever, and like they're playing the sad music and shit. It's like I only felt bad for them because they was playing that shit when the ship was going down. Everybody's showing, let's get to the lifeboats, and they just still chilling and shit, playing their music. I was like, ah, shit, I feel bad for them. But everybody else,
that was a real thing. That band actually did play until the ship went down, apparently.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, the dance band. Harry Chapin, the guy who wrote "Cats in the Cradle." That song there's a song called "Dance Band on the Titanic." It's a fucking banger of a song. Yeah, I wish we could put that in here right about now, because that was a really good song.
But that's the thing.
But copyrighted out this bitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Talking about, yeah. You want to take that bitch down. You want to take this episode down. And then I'm just like, damn. But no, man, it's wild. But then, yeah, man, thinking of anything where it comes to being like at sea, I'm not having it. Because anyhow that boat goes down, that's it. Ain't nobody coming for y'all. Especially when it's like you're in the middle of wherever Arctic, you know what I mean? Like how you in the Atlantic, whatever, how you in the middle of the coldest of oceans and shit, and your shit goes down, and then it's just like, oh shit, we don't even have enough lifeboats on this motherfucker to get people off. Just little, you know what I mean? Little things like that where you're saying to yourself, I know it was 1913 or 1916 or whatever, but it's like, y'all motherfuckers was not prepared. Y'all motherfuckers was not prepared.
Facts. Those are the facts, though. You are right.
It's like, okay, we have 3,000
arrogant white people, man. I don't know what else to tell you.
But it's not, and that's the thing. That's why I was like, it's not that I'm trying to go race mode. It's just I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, at the time, motherfuckers was trying to buy tickets and shit like that. Like, no. Your kind can't come on this boat. And then as soon as that they went to sea, and they hit that iceberg, motherfuckers was at the shore looking at them like, like holding a cup of tea like Kermit and shit, just that shit is just, it's funny when you know, I mean, it's not funny and people lost their lives, but I'm saying in the context of the joke, it's like, man, shit. Because I feel like that was like karma on that. That was karma or God or whatever talking about, all right, y'all don't want to be fair. I'm gonna bring this motherfucking boat down until, and then the next time when they started having all types of ships and all that stuff, I bet there was some black people on that boat, and I bet they made some safe cruises and shit, and everybody was happy and shit, drinking fucking margaritas and shit.
Oh man,
that shit's wild. That shit's wild. Motherfucker said I bet there was no, but I feel like as savage as it is, like there was probably a few black people on that ship, but I'm telling you, they were the crew hand or whatever, like the people cleaning the boat, like it is what it is. But that shit is just funny to me. But yo, on another note, yeah, bro, we as time is going and shit, like it's weird to think about how whether it's what it was like the cruise ships were like back then, and like how they're just like 15 times the size of what the Titanic was now and shit. And it's like, yo, I'm not having it, bro. Like that shit is crazy. That I'll never go on a cruise, bro. Fuck that. Like I plan on going
fucking box,
bro. If that bitch goes down, that's it. No one's gonna be able to come, like especially like however far out. Like, yeah, maybe people will know and they're more prepared now, and there's more lifeboats and things like that now. But, bruh, I'm not having it, bro. The ocean is just it takes life, and you know what I mean. It's like unbiased. Like it doesn't matter who you are. If I want your boat to go down, it's going down, kind of thing. And that's where it's like, yo, I'm more scared of the water than like being in certain jungles and shit, because at least you kind of, you know what I mean? You might be able to, if you have like a sword or a big ass gun or something, you might be able to kind of sort of defend yourself in the jungle. But that water, you can't tread water forever. You are gonna go down. You are gonna drown. So it's like shit. Titanic, bro. That shit crazy.
I'm with you, man. Fuck, I fucking hate it. Like I don't like even pool. Like I don't fuck with like swimming pools and stuff these days because like ear infections and stuff like that. But like, yeah, but like ever like contemplated like, oh, you know, get a yacht and go in the fucking water or whatnot. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay here, bro. Fuck that shit.
You know what's crazy, Trey? If ever I was to be on a boat, not even a boat, it's gonna be a small ass little, you know, those little speed boats and shit with the little engine on the back that you control. And I'm only gonna be riding
for me. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying in the sense of being real close to the shore. I don't give a shit if the water's shallow or not. That's the only time you're gonna see me loving life on a boat. Because if I could jump out and the water's at my knees, I'm cool. Because it's like you technically wouldn't even be riding a boat on that shallow, like that close to the shore. But that's the only time you're gonna see me on a goddamn boat. I'm not going anywhere far enough that where you have to like look like I can't even see the shore anymore. No, I don't give a shit, bro.
I'm with you on that. We'll sit on the shore and see ya.
Yeah. Keep me waving.
We're gonna sit here on the beach. Peace. Fuck that, man. No fucking way.
No, but
it just
I don't know, bro.
Thinking about that.
Yeah,
I'd rather go freeze out in this than fucking go drown. No way.
Bro, I would be terrified if I was on some type of boat, cruise, whatever, and I just seen sharks or a school of dolphins, or not direct dolphins, but a school of like whales or some shit, like just 3-4 whales just tripping and shit underneath the boat, bro. I'd freak. I'd be like, nope, these motherfuckers can eat this whole boat if they wanted to. Like, that shit's crazy.
Awesome. Like, there's that video of, I think they were kayakers or whatnot out west, and the fucking whale beach is like literally like me to like the computer away from them.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not having it.
No, thank you.
Because they don't know that you are just a random person or whatever the case is. They might look at you like, oh, that's food. That's food. Let me open my extremely large mouth and take the whole canoe or whatever and just go down with it.
It didn't eat them. It just like came up for its like breached the water, but still like
that's what I'm saying, bro.
They don't care.
Why do you think they call them killer whales, bro? I'm just saying in the context of being able to just destroy damn near anything. Sharks, all types of shit. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's like the ocean is just unbiased. It takes life if it wants to, kind of thing. And motherfuckers just, I'm going on a cruise to Santa Monica this or whatever. It's just like, you motherfuckers, or to California this week. Get your ass out of here, bro. That shit is crazy. I'm going on
fun.
Exactly. You could take your ass on that. Like, plan on going on a trip a little later in the year or whatever. I'm gonna be flying out and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, man, even planes, but like, cause that is a bus in the sky. It just is what it is. But that shit is, you almost feel safer because you just never know, man. You never know if at least if I have to, not that I would jump out, but if ever I have to jump out and I got a parachute, it's like, shit, man, this is buzzkill, but at least I could have one chance of survival with this parachute. The ocean, you fall into that bitch, that's it. The current, whatever's going to just take you under, and you can't tread that current. You can't, you know what I mean? Hopefully they throw that donut out to you and you can try to float, but yeah, bro, look that.
That's about the best you got with that, yeah. And honestly, for me, like flying ain't no thing. It's the takeoff and landing are the only two janky parts for me. It's just like, that's when we talk about control. That's when you are fully aware that you have zero control over your fate right now. You just have to trust that everything's going to go well, and hopefully you land where you're landing and everything's going to be fine. But like, it may not, but it probably will, but who knows? Like,
fuck
but still, like, those are the only, like, that, and anytime you hit like a bit of turbulence, those are times where it's just like, other than that, like, you're cool. Like you said, it's a bus in the sky. You got your headphones on, you got a book you're reading or whatever, or you're sleeping or whatever. But like, those little bit of like janky moments where it's like you feel the whole goddamn thing shake, and it's just like, okay, don't like that.
See, that's that bullshit. Because if you hit turbulence, immediately someone's gonna shit themselves, and then you gotta just understand that you're in a plane smelling boo boo now for the rest of the flight. They done soiled the seat, Trent, because they were terrified of that goddamn turbulence. Talking about, and you're just like, oh, I'm about to shit. That's just what it is. You can't even control your bowels at that point. I'm scared of that shit, bro. Fuck that.
I think the next flight I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna like dose myself with edibles. So like, I get on the flight, and before I get on the flight, I take them. So by the time I'm like on the flight, I'll be like flying, sort of thing.
You're gonna be extra. You at 30,000 feet, but you at 60,000 feet because you were extra.
Exactly. I think that might be the move. Like, I've heard horror stories of it, but I've also heard like, oh no, that's the way to do it. Like, you just fucking like, you know, the whole way there, sort of thing. Like a little sedated, but like at the same time, like, I don't know. I have no plans right now.
Yeah, that's
the farthest I'm going south is Jersey, and that's it.
I feel you. But yo, I don't know. I don't know if we could trip out, but yeah, bro. It's just funny when you think about like life and like it, as far as like not really having control over certain things, but you swear you do, kind of thing. Like even driving on highways, things like that. You have so many different people and so many different realities happening at once that all it takes is the argument in somebody's car and nobody's going home on that highway. You know what I mean? It's wild when you think about the like quote unquote illusion of control that we have, you know?
That's literally it. It's like you can control like some things, like you control like your own like environments. Like like for the most part, you control like your own living arrangements, like your own living like environment, whatnot. But outside of that, like, and even that, like, it can still, anything can happen. So you're, like you said, illusion of control, like, and any like thoughts to the otherwise is just illusion or delusion at that point.
Yeah, man. And for what you quote unquote can control, make the most of it. Because at the end of the day, it's your experience to have. But it's when you have to step outside of yourself and realize, I don't want to be out here like for example, if you step in between two people who are fighting, you think you have control of the situation, like, oh, calm down, and then somebody acts a fool and has a weapon and whooped your ass with the weapon, and you were just trying to break it. You did not have control of the situation. You got to understand, like, when is the right time to exercise said control in the situation, aka if you have that ability to control yourself and get out of the way, do that shit. Don't try to step in like you some type of superhero and I can control everything. I can do everything. Please, like, self-awareness is key sometimes, you know, like we gotta
100%.
make sure, like, you know, but at the same time, I know we talk about losing control and shit, but be in the moment too, like be present. Again, just kind of reiterating what we said earlier, just if you're growing and if you're progressing things, be in that moment, accept the fact that you're actually doing great, give yourself a little pat on the back and keep going. Because that's kind of all we have. Shit. Like as far as control goes, that's kind of all we have, bro. Like right now.
Like just like that, like progress, like bettering yourself. That is the best control. Like that is like our best form of control we have on this fucking planet, other than creating things.
Yeah, man. But yo, that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, are you good? I'm tripping, bro.
I'm good, man.
All right, well,
I've been good.
we out here, baby. To the people listening, my name is Graham.
I'm Jack Dawson.
There you go. He said I'm Jack. He said he said I'm floating off half of the door. And Rose ain't even trying to move over and let her play a live with her. He said, I'm trying to drown up this. I'm freezing in the ocean. It's been another episode of Ultra Fly Talk, bro. Thanks for fucking with us. Thanks for rocking with us.